Well, Everclear is based out of Portland, Oregon. It's a little over 2 years old. Um, we're all from different parts of the Northwest and around, but we're basically never in Portland because we like to tour a lot. And we got together about 2.5 years ago. Art put an ad in the newspaper, or in a local magazine called The Rocket. I answered it, and rock and roll history.
Yeah. I had just moved from San Francisco to have a baby with my girlfriend, and we've got a 2-year-old, 2-month-old baby now. And but at the time, just as the band was starting, was about the time that Anna was born, and it was a pretty hectic time. I met Craig and this other guy, Scott. Nice guy, Scott. Good drummer. Kind of weird. Never really fit in, but really worked hard. And for 2 years, we worked really hard to build the band up from nothing, basically. And through a lot of hard times, personal and as a band, just a lot of obstacles to overcome. But after 2 years and like 3 or 4 months now, we're really happy where we are and where we are as a band. About 3 months ago, we had a amiable breakup with Scott and got this guy.
So I'm the new guy in the band, and I'm a Navy brat. Moved around all the time as a kid, used to traveling, which fits in with what we do really well because we're gone all the time. And I was in the Northwest going to University of Oregon, just going to school, which I ended up dropping out of because I wanted to play music. We moved up to Portland, played in a couple of local bands, and then hooked up with these guys. So.
Okay. We December of '92, we had a bunch of songs together. We were starting to get more shows, but things were moving kind of slow. So I decided, I worked out a deal to go into this friend of mine's basement on quarter-track 8-inch or 8-track quarter-inch tape, which is it's pretty raw, pretty bare bones studio, if you want to call it a studio, and recorded 13 songs, and they came out pretty good for the medium. We recorded in about a week and a half. Pretty raw. Learned most of the songs like a week or so before we recorded them. That became a demo tape called World of Noise that we put out around town. It got some great write-ups. It got us into South by Southwest. It just got us some good gigs with large national bands. And then we got picked up by an indie label called TK, and they put it out rather hesitantly. I don't know why, but they put it out, and it just kind of swelled from there. I write the songs, I bring them to the band, and then the band arranges them. I write all the lyrics. I sing and play guitar. He plays drums and sings a little backup, and he plays bass and sings backup. What do you think of the songs?
I think they're great. When I first heard the CD, it's something that it's one of those things that I bought it and was driving around listening to it, and each song got better and better, and rewinding and going back to each one and coming into them and playing being able to play the drum parts and playing with this band has been a really phenomenal experience for me. So happy to be here.
Did you pay him to say that?
Mm-hmm.
How much?
Shh.
What do you think?
I think the recording of that album was a lot funner than I was in that same studio with a different band a little earlier, not knowing anything about recording or anything, so it came out really badly. But it was cool how we went in with minimal things to work with in the studio, and it came out pretty good. It came out great.
Well, I'd spent a lot of time in the studios before. I'd never been in such a rudimentary, basic studio. And so it was really pushing it for me. But it captured the band at the time. My amp was overheating. The tubes were like fried and cooked. So there's all this squealing on the record that wasn't really intentional. Little feedback's great, but this album is just inundated with it. So thus the song World of Noise. So basically we put it out, and that's what happened with it. I'm happy with it though. It shows the band at that time. We're not the same band anymore. Even with a different drummer, we still do those songs. We still have that edge, but we're a better band. And but I think it shows the band at that time very faithfully, very honestly. I think that's good.
Well, we just finished filming a video for the first single called Fire Maple Song, and we filmed it outside of Seattle on this lovely three-family generational farm. Filmed it in one of their big barns upstairs. And pretty different experience, I think, for all of us, I know for me anyway, to be on this side of the camera portraying a song and having people working with you for that goal.
Yeah, what do you think? How'd you like acting?
Didn't like it. It was fun though. Videos are fun.
Good food.
Good food.
Everclear endorses caterers nationwide. Good food.
I think the thing about videos though that makes it kind of awkward, I think for most bands anyways, that it's not the medium that you're dealing with. You know, we're musicians, and to suddenly have to act in front of a camera and try to portray what you do live in such a artificial environment, try to portray that convincingly is tough. And so it was a learning experience.
Yeah, basically we felt like retards the whole time we were doing it, because
I didn't say that.
it's not what we do. Yeah, but I mean, look at us.
Yeah.
You will. You're about to see us probably.
Okay.
But we had a good time doing it. The live stuff was fun. Once we kicked in and played the songs, then we remembered what we were there for and what we were supposed to be doing. The other stuff where they're trying to make me into an actor is just for my mom more than anything. Song's a song I wrote. It's not autobiographical, but it's I pull it from different things in my life. And the title Fire Maple song, I pulled that from I was living in Oregon the first fall, and it was the first time I experienced fall because I'm originally from California. There is no seasons there. And outside my window was this brilliant, just blazing red, orange, beautiful maple. And I called it the fire maple, and I'd take my daughter out and show it to her. And I just came up with this idea of every 4 years, this myth of every 4 years, that this would happen to any fire maple tree. And that would make it the fire maple tree. It would come only every 4 years, just like leap year, you know. And I just started the song from there, and basically we just wanted to touch on the idea of going back in time and to people that aren't there anymore. I've had a lot of people in my life die from drugs, AIDS, and reckless living, from my brother on down to ex-girlfriends and best friends. So it was touching on all of them in a kind of vague way.